crying little.
What's up, crew? I didn't get a chance to shoot anything yesterday. Still pretty crushed from Sunday's workout. Neil's training schedule is sort of not matching up with Dylan's napping schedule, which obviously that doesn't really mean much other than I need to figure out when to work out myself. And of course, excuses, I know. I still wanted to upload something daily, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about two shows that I've been watching recently that are really, really good thinkers. Like, they make you think about the world as it is today. And that's 13 Reasons Why and Dear White People. I'm gonna leave Dear White People for another time. I'm still working on that series, and I feel like I missed some stuff in some of the episodes while I was watching, so I want to go back and watch it again, because there's a lot of powerful messages in there, and it's a very interesting show for sure. The 13 Reasons Why is something that kind of strikes right at the heart for me, and it is an incredible show emotionally as well as how well it is produced. Like I said, Sarah and I are working through season 1. We're actually finishing up probably in the next 2 days because we watch about an episode a night. But yeah, this is an incredible show, and it's definitely given me a lot of things to think about lately. Aside from, the fear of Dylan having to grow up and go to freaking high school and deal with everything that comes with, or even grade school, which is kind of what strikes me for this type of show, which is really where I was bullied. Like, I was a very good kid, nice kid, just cared about everybody, cared about myself, cared about things that everybody else thought about me too much, and that's what led to me being bullied. I was the easy target, the one that anyone could pick on pretty easily because I didn't fight back, because I didn't know how to fight back. And to be honest, I'm still that way. Whenever I'm hanging out with the guys and there's a snarky remark towards me, I don't know what to say back, and some of the times I say back, it's like, good one, John. I'm even saying that in my head. It's just because I don't have a mean bone in my body. Like, I really don't like being mean. I can be accidentally mean, like as a coach, but usually that's just because I'm joking around. The show really, like, every single episode I watch gets me thinking about some of the stuff that happened in middle school, and the stuff that happened to me, the stuff that happened to other people, the stuff that happened just kind of in general while I was at school. And when I say grade school, I mean 3rd grade was fine for me, 4th grade was like where it started to get weird, and then 5th grade till 8th grade? Yeah, that's where shit just hit the fan for me. For whatever reason, kids just like to pick on me. Kids just found me as the target for most of the jokes. And of course, I wasn't the only one. And I knew that then because there was kids that I looked at and I thought they were weird. And, every once in a while, I even found myself picking on other people, which is one of those things you think about. It's like, you might be the one that's being bullied, but is there a way that you might be bullying others? Like, even in Hannah's situation, her story, she can make a remark towards somebody that seems very bullyish because she is being sarcastic or she's calling someone out on something and stuff like that. And you don't know how those things are going to affect the other person, which is a whole nother discussion. But what I want to do is talk about 3 different things that I wrote down sort of on this topic. And first is, what was my experience in middle school? And the reason why I'm bringing this stuff up is I hope that maybe either you guys, part of the crew watching, or people just searching through videos, trying to find stories, maybe it'll help somebody out. Mostly through school, I was just the kid. I've already said this. I was an easy target. I still am an easy target, honestly. I opened myself up to a lot of ridicule. What am I saying? I didn't understand or didn't know that most of the stuff people said was really more joking than serious. And even if it wasn't joking and it was serious, it was really just them misunderstanding who I was. And I know that more now, and that's why I'm still an easy target, but I can take what's dealt, my way. A lot of my time spent in middle school was just like, there was a lot of crying, there was a lot of kids trying to beat me up, and it was weird because I was a big kid, but it was like I was a big teddy bear. And my mom was really supportive, at times a little too supportive, which doesn't help when you're a big guy in a school full of bullies and your mom comes marching in and then marches away, and all of a sudden, hey, your mom's not here anymore, so let's pick on you some more. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but I'm just talking now. But one of the different things for me that made my experience different than someone like Hannah's maybe situation was that I had some defining moments, and I always had at least some sort of connection to somebody as a friend to keep me going through it. And one of those friends was somebody who I was always friends with from the beginning, and her name was Tiffany. She was just a great friend, since I think it was like second grade that we met, and we were always hanging out. My mom was friends with her mom. We just hung out, and things were just cool. She was always there for me if I needed somebody to hang out with, so I wasn't just sitting alone in the schoolyard. The popular kids. So what was interesting about my story too is I was friends with the popular kid back in first, second grade, maybe even third grade. I used to go to his house all the time, used to hang out during school, lunch and recess and whatever. And then for whatever reason, we kind of fell away from each other, which is kind of the stereotypical story that you see in all these, like Jessica and Hannah and other kids like Clay and the one that's the coffee shop person. One year they're friends, next year they're not. There wasn't really a falling out, but it was just like we stopped talking to each other. And the defining moment I was talking about is capture the flag. Like, I had no idea that I was athletic. When I ran my mile in like third or fourth grade, I literally died, and we thought I had like athletic asthma, which I think is just a label they put on you saying you're fat and you need to lose weight or else you can't run. Playing capture the flag, and as they're picking teams, obviously I'm the last one picked because I'm big, I look slow, and I'm the one that everyone picks on, so no one really thinks that, no one has a connection with me to pick me. And that day, I was the guy that just crushed it. I just ran to the flag, grabbed it, and ran back. I had big strides because I was a big, tall kid, and people were just like, what the hell? Where did that come from? The next time capture the flag happened, I was the first one picked. So that's a defining moment. It's like, you never know when it's gonna happen, but you have to put yourself out there. So for someone who's bullied, for someone who was every single day dealing with somebody who didn't like them, to step onto the stage of potentially playing an activity with some of the people who bully you, that is something that could change your life, okay? So I'm talking directly to anyone out there who currently is dealing with bullying. Obviously you would be in high school or grade school, or someone who still deals with some of this stuff where you feel like you can't put yourself out there because you think someone's going to judge you and it's going to go all wrong. If you don't do that, you can miss your chance to sort of change things a little bit. From that day on, it was kind of funny. It's like stereotypical story again. I became the kid that got picked first for capture the flag, and then I started hanging out with that popular kid again. I don't remember what happened there. I think I didn't really enjoy what they were doing. Like, there was some corner of the field that had this area that people were going in and out of, like the bushes. I'm a dumb kid. I had no idea what they were doing then, but now I'm assuming they're probably smoking some weed or doing something stupid. So I backed away from that group, and the next group of friends is probably who saved me as far as being someone that might be close to the edge, because I did deal with a little bit of depression, maybe not the level that would like knock you out for a couple days. And I've always had those thoughts that kids have, like, what if I didn't exist, or what if I could just fix it by ending it. I never got to that point where I really felt like I needed to do it or wanted to do it. It was just, those simple thoughts. Not really simple. I don't want to downplay that. Found a friend who actually ended up being a groomsman at my wedding, and he's still a friend, still reaches out. He actually watches the vlogs. I'm talking about you, Sam. One of my best friends in middle school. Like, we hung out all the time. He's actually, I'm gonna give him credit for the reason why I love doing video. So I had a video camera because I met Sam. He had a video camera, he liked making videos, he liked doing stop action stuff, he just loved doing things with the camera and editing video afterwards. And while I wasn't good at the editing part at that time, I did like capturing video. So I bought my first camera, I was always at his house, we were always making videos. It was a part of a lot of the stuff he made back in middle school, even in high school when we did like the Star Wars thing. But he was the reason why like I made it through the rest of middle school, I think. Of course, there's other defining moments like being a part of theater, where I did 3 plays at that school, And that sort of gave me a reason to feel okay in school. Like, I still got made fun of. There were still kids who made fun of me. I had a couple times where I had to punch somebody in the stomach or whatever, but I'm rambling on. And it's one of those topics that can easily be rambled with because I didn't really prepare much. I did write some stuff down that you probably see me keep looking down at, but it's still easy to go off on tangents. So like middle school was rough, which is before what 13 Reasons Why started. High school is where it's even more important to understand that all that drama that happens means absolutely nothing when you get older, especially stuff that happens on social media. Social media is so toxic because everybody's a keyboard warrior. Everyone wants a reason to hate somebody. You know, we didn't have social media when I was in high school, which is so funny to say because it's just like back in my day, I used to walk to high school with bare feet. But what I think, so what saved me in high school was football. You know, sports saved me. Doing something extracurricular saved me. And I think obviously there's still a danger for anyone who lives with depression or lives with sort of the feeling that nobody cares or that, you know, you don't have somebody to share your life with. It can still happen to a football player. It can still happen to someone who's in band. It can still happen to someone who's in theater. But at least that gives you the advantage of people to talk to associate with. Like, there was people on the football team who made fun of me too, but that's where I learned to have a little bit more of a thick skin. The main takeaway here in this video and watching 13 Reasons Why is awareness, I think. Being aware is a huge, I cannot stress how important awareness is. And that goes for everybody. Not just the person watching a bully somebody, and not just the person being bullied, but the bully themselves. Obviously, someone who is bullying, they have a mindset that most likely won't be changed. It's hard to approach somebody who is used to just bullying others. But 13 Reasons Why sort of exposes their side of the truth too, where like Justin's shown having an internal dialogue, like he's just emotionally wrecked from what happened to Hannah. And you can tell he didn't mean for that to happen. Somebody else made that happen by sharing that first picture. But even in my grade school times, like I remember there was this one time that this kid, his name was Cliff, I think, mean kid that just, who knows why he had a chip on his shoulder. He was just a little ass. I'm just crying. I don't even remember why. I'm just, hands in my face, elbows on my knees, just crying before class. And he's just over on top of me, calling me a baby, calling me names. I don't do anything because that's just what I do. I just let it, we get inside the class. I'm still sort of crying because it happened. And here's number one. Teacher didn't say anything to me. Teacher didn't even ask me what was going on. Like, be a good teacher. Pull somebody outside really quick and ask them, what's going on? Do you need any help? Do you want to talk about it really quick? Can I send you to the office or do you want to stay in class? Like, ask the right questions. Don't automatically assume that, it'll just blow over. Because that's the main thing that somebody who's dealing with bullying needs is just a quick question. And it's not like about being a snowflake or that kid just needs to buck up and get a thick skin. It's just, a person clearly needs a little bit of help right now. Everyone has those situations, even bullies. Someone should just help. It's also kids around. Be aware. If you don't get bullied and you're not a bully, or at least you feel like you're not much of a bully, be aware of those who are being bullied and say something. Today's world is filled with not saying anything, and that goes for everything. Someone's getting in a fight in a bus. No one stops it. Why? Because you don't want to get involved. It's dangerous. You might get hit. You have no idea what that other person is doing, but that person's getting their ass kicked, and who knows? They might walk away, they might not. But in the bullying situation, it's the same thing as the teacher. You could be the reason why that kid goes home a little bit happier, feels a little bit more accepted. So in this situation, I'm crying at my desk. And I remember this girl, Mandy, she looked over at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I just shook my head, no. I was just being a crybaby. I can see that I was definitely soft now, but it's still, she reached out and I felt a little bit better. It didn't fix everything, but I felt like somebody noticed, somebody has asked me. And then she looked over at somebody who was picking on me at the time. I don't even remember what they were doing, but she told them to stop. And I was just like, thank you so much. Probably finished that class crying still, but those are the moments that help so much. So again, I can't stress it enough. If you are in high school or you are in middle school or whatever age you are, if you're a person that works in an office and you're like 40 years old, be aware. If someone else is picking on someone else and it's not in a fun way, like that's the other part, is we don't learn this social construct of being assholes to each other, but knowing that it's just joking in high school. I was one of the people that just didn't understand that. And if it's in a way that's hurting the other person, stop them. If there's a fight, stop them. If there's something that just seems wrong, that's not, socially acceptable, stop them. Because it is your business. I think that's one of the big problems, is we all think that it's none of our business, we're not a part of that. But if it gets dangerous, it is sort of your business. It's contagious, just like a smile. You smile at somebody, they smile to the next person, and all of a sudden everybody's smiling in that area. If that person's being super negative to the other person, it changes the mood in that entire area. I think I'm going to stop there because I'm getting real rambly. This is a topic that I really, really want to share, that I want to talk more about. I'm going to not do it in the vlogs, but I think I want to try to make a podcast. I might make it 13 episodes, and I might try to come up with 13 reasons why I loved that show and talk about my own personal experience, what those experiences taught me about bullying. And maybe it'll help somebody, maybe it won't, but that is definitely something I'm passionate about. And if I can somehow help someone else get through middle school or get through high school with some words, why not try? But yeah, I'm going to do this a little bit more often because the vlogging every day obviously isn't working. If I can carve out 20 minutes to sit down and talk about something, then that might be easier than trying to, I don't want to say force, but that's kind of how it feels right now, to make a vlog episode. Instead, I can just, like tomorrow, something's coming in the mail that I can talk about pretty easily, so I'm going to have a sit and talk about that. It's a little bit more light-hearted. It'll be more fun than talking about bullying. That's what you can expect for at least the next couple of days. And then Friday morning, Sarah and I and Dylan are driving down to Paso Robles, and we'll be meeting her mom and grandma for a little weekend trip. And I think I'll try to get a little bit more of a vlog style cut of there, and maybe I'll have a sit and talk if that's what it comes down to. That's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new, subscribe. If you're not new, hit the like button, leave a comment, share this video. Those are the things that help grow the crew. And until tomorrow, I'll see you later, crew.